If you've been eating clean and working out for months now, but you still have that stubborn belly fat, then this video is going to save you years of wasted effort. What's up everyone, my name is Joseph, and this year I was able to lose 20 kilos of fat, get down to 10% body fat, and build a physique that I was actually proud of. One of the biggest struggles that I had on my weight loss journey was losing fat in my midsection. I was able to get that shoulder, arm definition, bicep veins, chest veins, but one of the last places to lose fat was in that midsection. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to lose the belly fat, what worked for me, and what has shown to work for so many of my clients. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to this channel. In 2026, I'm going to be making and pushing out a lot of free content on how to build muscle and lose fat and build your dream physique. To make things easier, I'm going to be breaking down this video into 3 major sections. Number 1 is why you have that stubborn belly fat and why it's so hard to get rid of it. I hear it time and time again on social media, the same influencers just saying you have to be in a calorie deficit. Whilst there is truth to that, there is a missing component. I'm going to explain to you why you have that stubborn belly fat, the physiology behind it, so you can truly understand why that is the case and what you can do about it. Next, I'm going to be diving deep into your training methods, your resistance training, your cardio, why resistance training is so important, and how to maximize and effectively utilize cardio as a way to lose fat. And finally, I'm going to be talking about nutrition. I'm going to be telling you the foods that you should be eating, the foods that you should not be eating, how to distribute your macronutrients, how to find your maintenance calories, and how to comfortably eat in a deficit. By the end of this video, you're going to have a clear strategic game plan on how to build your dream physique, how to lose the stubborn belly fat. First and foremost, you need to know what fat is. And fat is essentially excess energy that is stored in your body. When our body eats in a calorie surplus, that is more food than what we burn, our body has to then store that excess amount of energy. So where does it store it? It stores it as fat in 2 major places. Number 1 is your subcutaneous fat. This is the fat underneath your skin, in your legs, in your arms, your face, all over your body. This is the first storage area that your body uses. Next is your visceral and ectopic fat. This is the fat that is stored in and around your organs. So your intestines, your liver, your kidneys, all the essential organs that are in your abdomen area. So once you've reached a certain threshold of subcutaneous fat, if it's reached that threshold, your body will then start pushing that fat, that excess energy in and around your organs, your visceral and ectopic fat. This is what you see as the skinny fat look. When you notice that people have really big bellies, but they have skinny arms and legs. This happens because certain demographics of people have low thresholds of subcutaneous fat. So once it reaches a certain threshold underneath your skin, it then goes into your visceral and ectopic. That's why people have bigger bellies. So now that you have a better understanding of why this happens, so what do you need to do about it? You essentially need to eat in a calorie deficit for a prolonged period of time. Once you utilize the fat underneath your skin as energy, your body will start pulling it in and around your organs, the fat stored in your abdomen area. So for someone who has lost 20 kilos of fat, I'll tell you now that the belly fat is one of the hardest places to pull fat from, but it does happen. There is a point where you just have to be consistent and patient. So now that you have a better understanding of why you have that stubborn belly fat, let's dive deep into your training. What exercise should you be doing? You have 2 major types that are going to be most effective for fat loss. Number 1, it is your resistance training. That's lifting weights. Number 2, it's your cardio. Essentially anything that elevates your heart rate for a sustained period. The reason it's so important to do resistance training, to lift heavy and build muscle for fat loss, is because the more muscle you have, the more metabolically active you are. Think of it this way. For every 1 kilo of muscle that your body holds, you burn 13 calories a day. That is just for 1 kilo of muscle. For every 1 kilo of fat your body holds, you burn 4.5 calories a day. That is almost a third of the amount of muscle. So the more muscle you have, the more fat, the more energy you can just naturally burn from doing nothing. So this is why resistance training, building muscle is important for you in the long run. Whereas cardio is good for you in the short term because this is what's going to help you burn the most amount of calories in the shortest period of time fastest. So what I did was I focused on doing 4 resistance trainings every single week. I did a pull, push, legs, upper body split, and every day I focus on hitting a specific cardio goal. For me, it was 400 calories on the treadmill every single day. I hopped onto the treadmill or the Stairmaster if I felt like it, and I stayed on there until I burned 400 calories on the machine. For some people, it could be 10,000 steps a day. For others, it could be 20 minutes of a brisk walk every single day. Find something that you can do every single day consistently that puts you in that zone 2 heart rate where you utilize fat for energy. When you really want to lose fat, cardio is going to be your best friend. Now, let's dive deep into nutrition. The biggest mistake so many people make when they're on a weight loss journey is just winging it with their nutrition. Talk about wasted effort. This is wasting your time. If something can't be measured, it can't be managed. You need to understand your maintenance calories, how to eat in a calorie deficit, and how to distribute your macronutrients. Don't be that person that just cuts out carbs, cuts out rice, stops eating their favorite food. You need something sustainable. Extreme restrictive diets and extreme calorie deficits are not at all sustainable. Learn the calculations once, you'll know it for life. So I'm gonna break down exactly how to find your maintenance calories, how to eat in a calorie deficit, and how to distribute your carbs, your fats, your protein, and how much fiber you should be having. So how do you find your maintenance calories? All you need to do is go online and put in TDEE calculator. That is your total daily energy expenditure calculator. Input your details and it will spit out a number of approximately what your maintenance calories are. It's usually give or take 250 calories. So for me, someone that's been tracking food for a long period of time now, I know that 2,600 calories is my maintenance, and I want to eat at about 300 to 500 calories in a deficit. So now, how do you distribute your macronutrients? Your protein, carbs, and fats. First and foremost, you want to know how much protein you should be having. If you are resistance training, you want to have 2 grams of protein per kilo of your body weight. So if you are 70 kilos, that means you're going to be having 140 grams of protein every single day. Now, there are some rules to it. If you are on the heavier side, then you want to use your goal body weight. Say that you are 110 kilos, but your goal body weight is 80, then you want to be having 160 grams of protein a day. If you are an experienced lifter, then I suggest that you have more. That is 2.5 grams to 3 grams of protein every single day. So for me, I'm having 175 grams of protein every single day. So for me, my body weight is 70 kilos, but since I'm an experienced lifter, I'm doing 70 kilos times 2.5, and that puts me at 175 grams of protein a day. Next, you want to know what your fats are. The general rule of thumb is 0.9 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. So since I'm 70 kilos, that is 70 times 0.9. That adds up to 63 grams a day. I know that's what works well for me. And the same rules apply. If you are on the heavier side, use your goal body weight. And never under any circumstances have below 35 grams of fat a day. Dietary fats are important for your hormone balance, your energy, your nutrient absorption. So you need to make sure you are having a sufficient amount every single day. Now that you've found your fat intake and your protein intake, you want to fill the rest of what you have left with carbs. So if my maintenance calories is 2,600 and I want to eat at a 300 calorie deficit, that means my maximum calorie intake is 2,300 calories. Okay, so let's do the calculations for this. If I'm having 175 grams of protein every single day, for every 1 gram of protein, that is 4 calories. So I would do 175 grams times 4, that equals 700 calories. If I'm having 63 grams of fat every single day, for every 1 gram of fat, I'm having 9 calories. So that is 63 times 9, and that is 567. So that means 700 plus 567 is the calories that I'm consuming with just proteins and fats. So 700 plus 567 equals 1,267. I now need to do the difference of 2,300 calories minus 1,267. And that adds up to 2,300 minus 1,267 equals 1,033, which means I only have 1,033 calories left for carbs. So for every 1 gram of carb, that equals 4 calories. So I will do 1,033 divided by 4. that equals 258. So that means I have 258 grams of carbs to eat every single day. When it comes to fiber, generally you just want to have a minimum of 25 grams of fiber every single day. That's the recommended daily intake. That high amount of fiber will slow down your digestion, help you feeling fuller for longer, reducing any sugar and insulin spikes. So for your nutrition, figure out what your maintenance calories are through the TDEE calculator, minus that number by 300 calories or more if you want to be on a more aggressive cut. Then calculate your macro distribution. Once you've done that, you can break it up how you want. Have different types of food every single day if you have the time to make it. The types of foods that you would want to eat are whole foods, minimizing any ultra processed foods, high sugary drinks, or anything that's really high in sugar, because that is going to spike your insulin. The higher your insulin is, the harder it is to lose fat. Insulin kind of acts like a lock for fat utilization for energy. So if you are overweight, it will be beneficial for you if you have low GI carbohydrates such as potatoes or oats. This will reduce sugar spikes and help you stay fuller for longer. And you can always fill your food up with high volume, low calorie foods such as vegetables. What I like to do is I'll have my normal meal and I'll have a side plate full of vegetables with some low calorie sauce. And really I'd be eating so much that after my meal, as long as I'm staying hydrated, I'll be full for a long period of time. So if you are able to follow these protocols consistently, I guarantee you will lose that stubborn belly fat. It will just take some time and consistency. So as you get older and your lifestyle changes, your maintenance calories will differ. Also, the longer you have been in a deficit, the more your body has adapted to it. So that will mean you may have to drop the calories even more. So if it's been a few weeks and you've plateaued, you haven't been seeing the scale drop for say 3, 4, 5 weeks, then you want to drop your calorie intake and adjust the macros accordingly. If you do this, I can guarantee you will lose that stubborn belly fat and be much happier with your physique. So I hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you would want more like this of how to lose fat, build muscle, and build a physique that you love, don't forget to subscribe.